In the bustling heart of Moscow, where the winter snow blanketed the streets like a forgotten promise, a little girl named Anya clutched her worn teddy bear and stared up at the towering glass skyscraper. Her big blue eyes, wide with a mix of wonder and worry, reflected the neon lights flickering against the evening dusk. "Mommy's inside there," she whispered to herself, her breath forming tiny clouds in the freezing air. But what Anya didn't know was that her innocent words, spoken just moments later, would unravel a chain of events that touched hearts far beyond the frosty Russian capital. This is the story of unbreakable love, quiet heroism, and the unexpected kindness that can change everything. Stick around till the end, you won't believe how one whisper sparked a revolution of compassion. And if this tale moves you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that remind us why humanity shines brightest in the darkest times. Elena Petrova was only 22, but life had already etched lines of exhaustion on her youthful face. Born in a small village outside St. Petersburg, she had moved to Moscow at 18, dreaming of a better future. Instead, she found herself pregnant after a fleeting romance with a man who vanished like smoke in the wind. Now, with her 5-year-old daughter Anya by her side, Elena worked as a cleaner in one of the city's most prestigious tech firms, scrubbing floors and emptying bins long after the executives had gone home to their warm apartments. But lately, something was wrong. A persistent cough, dizzy spells, and a fatigue that clung to her bones like the relentless Russian winter. Doctors had diagnosed her with a rare autoimmune disorder, treatable, but expensive. Medication costs ate into her meager salary, and missing work wasn't an option. "We have to eat, my little one," she'd tell Anya with a forced smile, tucking her into their tiny one-room apartment each night. Anya, with her curly blonde hair and infectious giggle, was Elena's world. The little girl didn't fully understand why Mommy winced in pain or why she sometimes collapsed on the couch after work, but she knew enough to worry. "Mommy is sick, but she still works," Anya would whisper to her teddy bear, practicing the words like a secret mantra. School was a luxury they couldn't afford yet, so Anya spent her days with a neighbor, an elderly babushka named Olga, who fed her borscht and told stories of old Russia. But on this particular Friday, Elena had no choice but to bring Anya to work. Olga was ill, and the firm's holiday party meant extra hours for cleaning up the mess left by champagne glasses and caviar platters. The office was alive with laughter and clinking glasses as Elena pushed her mop across the marble floors of the executive suite. Anya sat quietly in a corner, drawing pictures with crayons Elena had scavenged from the supply closet. That's when Viktor Kuznetsov, the 45-year-old CEO of Technova, Russia's rising star in AI development, wandered in. Tall, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, Viktor was known for his sharp business acumen and even sharper temper. He'd built the company from a garage startup to a multi-billion-ruble empire, but success had come at a cost: divorce, isolation, and a heart hardened by endless boardroom battles. Tonight, he was escaping the party's superficial chatter, nursing a glass of vodka in his office, when he overheard a soft voice. "My mommy is sick, but she still works." Anya whispered to her drawing, her tiny fingers coloring a stick figure family under a sunny sky that felt worlds away from their reality. Viktor paused at the door, his hand on the knob. He wasn't one for sentiment, employees were cogs in his machine. But something in that child's voice pierced through his armor. He stepped into the room, his polished shoes echoing on the floor Elena had just cleaned. "What did you say, little one?" he asked, his voice gruff but curious. Anya looked up, unafraid. "Mommy's sick. She coughs a lot and her legs hurt, but she says we need money for food and medicine. So she works." Elena froze, mop in hand, her face paling. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Kuznetsov. She's just a child. We'll be out of your way." But Viktor couldn't stay silent. He knelt down to Anya's level, his expensive suit wrinkling without care. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Anya," she replied, holding out her drawing. "This is us. Mommy, me, and Teddy." Viktor took the paper, his eyes scanning the crude but heartfelt image. For the first time in years, he felt a crack in his facade. Memories flooded back, his own mother, a factory worker in Soviet times, who had toiled through illness to feed him and his siblings. She died young, worn out by a system that valued production over people. "Your mommy is a hero," he told Anya, his voice thick. Then, turning to Elena, "How long have you been sick?" Elena hesitated, her 22-year-old pride clashing with desperation. "A few months, sir. But I manage. I don't want to lose this job." Victor stood, his mind racing. He could fire her for bringing a child to work, but instead, he saw an opportunity for redemption. "Come to my office tomorrow. We'll talk." That night, as Elena and Anya trudged home through the snow, Elena's mind swirled with fear. Was this the end? But Anya chattered excitedly. "The big man liked my drawing, Mommy. Maybe he'll help." The next day, Elena arrived at Technova with Anya in tow, dressed in their best, faded but clean clothes. Victor's office overlooked the Kremlin, a symbol of power. He greeted them warmly, a stark contrast to his usual demeanor. "Tell me everything," he said. Elena poured out her story: the unplanned pregnancy, the absent father, the move to Moscow for opportunity, the diagnosis that threatened it all. "The medicine is 10,000 rubles a month. I can barely cover rent and food." Victor listened, his face softening. He thought of his empire, profitable, innovative, but soulless. "You're not alone anymore," he declared. He arranged for Elena to see the company's private doctor, covered her medical bills through an employee assistance fund he hastily created, and promoted her to an administrative role with flexible hours. "No more mopping floors while sick," he said. But it didn't stop there. Inspired by Anya's whisper, Victor launched a company-wide initiative, Heroes Among Us, recognizing employees' personal struggles and providing support, childcare subsidies, health grants, mental health days. Word spread quickly. Other employees shared their stories: a single father battling depression, a young engineer caring for aging parents. Technova transformed from a cutthroat corporation to a compassionate community. Victor, once isolated, found purpose in mentorship, even inviting Anya to story time sessions where she read to the staff's children. But challenges arose. Not everyone approved. Board members grumbled about costs, calling it soft socialism. A rival firm spread rumors, accusing Victor of publicity stunts. Elena faced jealousy from colleagues who whispered she was favored. And her illness flared up during a harsh winter, landing her in the hospital for a week. Anya, staying with Victor and his assistant, cried herself to sleep, fearing she'd lose her mommy. Yet, resolutions came through resilience. Victor defended his vision in a heated board meeting, sharing Anya's drawing as evidence. "This isn't about profit margins, it's about people. Without them, we're nothing." The board relented, seeing improved employee morale boost productivity. Elena recovered stronger, her new role allowing her to study part-time for a degree in administration. She confronted the jealous co-workers with kindness, sharing her story and encouraging them to seek help too. Anya's whisper became legend. A local news outlet picked up the story, turning it into a viral sensation across Russia. Families from Siberia to Vladivostok shared similar tales, sparking a national conversation on worker welfare. Victor testified before government officials, advocating for better healthcare access. Elena, now 23, stood by his side at a press conference, Anya holding her hand. "My mommy was sick, but now she's strong," Anya beamed to the cameras. Months turned to years. Elena graduated, rising to a managerial position at Technova. She met a kind teacher named Dmitry, who adored Anya and proposed under the Moscow stars. Victor, reformed, remarried and started a foundation for single parents. Anya, now 8, dreamed of becoming a doctor to help mommies like hers. In the end, that one whisper reminded us all, in a world of cold ambition, warmth wins. Heroes aren't just in stories, they're the quiet fighters like Elena, the innocent voices like Anya, and the changed hearts like Victor's. If this story touched your soul, remember, small acts can spark big change. Like this video if it inspired you, subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt tales from Russia and beyond, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that hope endures. What's your story of quiet heroism? Comment below, we'd love to hear it. Until next time, keep whispering truths that change the world.